What's up, cuties? It's FUMI Abe. Come see my stand-up comedy hour. Toronto, July 8th. Seattle, July 15th. Get tickets at fumiabe.com. Hope to see you there. Bye.
Welcome to Cash Cuties,
a super personal finance podcast where you look at our friends' credit card statements and judge their spending habits. With love, I'm your host, FUMI Abe.
And I'm Stuffy Bake. And if you're listening on your Apple Pod app, please leave us a review, hit follow on Spotify, and sub to our YouTube channel for the video version of this podcast.
Yay.
All the links are available in the episode description below.
Guys, let us grow that YouTube page. You know what I'm saying? We have thousands of listeners. I know, I see the numbers, and all you need to be subscribing. So please just YouTube us, type in Cash Cuties, and it really helps because we make some money from ads, and that's really nice. Speaking of making money, we want to give a shout out to our Dono Daddies. These are people who give us money on Patreon. What is Patreon? It is the best way to support this podcast. It's a place where you can go and donate some of your money to us for our hard work, as well as help us just support this operation of this podcast. So this week we have 3 people. We have Aaron GP, $5. Thank you so much.
Amanda C, $5.
And last but not least, Brandy R, $10. Thank you
thank
much.
You
know, there's a lot of podcasts that are just going exclusively Patreon these days. You know that?
No.
They just skip this whole free shit. You know?
Do you think that they would do that?
People with a lot of followers do that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we could do that one day.
I could imagine 2-3 people that would do that.
Oh, if we did it right now, it would be us and Brandy. Us and Brandy for $10.
Maybe our parents.
Exactly. But anyways, check that out. There's a lot of fun stuff on there.
So FUMI.
Yes.
How are you doing financially?
I'm good. Also, good to see you in person again. You've been away for a month, so hello.
No, it's been 2.5 weeks.
Hello.
Did it feel like I abandoned you?
Yeah, you did. You didn't even say hi to me.
Oh my god! We talked. We even did an episode over Zoom. Come on.
I know, that's true. How am I doing financially? Okay, I wanted to talk to you about this 3 weeks ago when it happened, but you were away, so I couldn't.
Oh.
So I went to Vegas, right? With my girlfriend. We were like, it's closed, let's do a little trip there. My girlfriend and I were not really into gambling. We're pretty budget conscious, so we're like, let's not do any of that shit. We're not going clubbing, and we're eating off the strip, so it's not too expensive. But then we're like, let's go see a show. We've always wanted to go see a show, so we got I got her tickets to Cirque du Soleil or whatever. Is that how it's pronounced?
You did a good job.
By the way, you can chime in here if you'd like.
I don't want to.
He said he doesn't want to? He's like, this sucks.
I think pretty sure it's Cirque du Soleil, but then I'm
Cirque
like, I'm
du
going to
Soleil.
butcher it too.
Okay, so I get tickets to this, right? And have you been to any of those?
Yeah, I have. I've been to a few of those.
Which ones have you seen?
I did see a couple of the Cirque du Soleils.
Which ones?
I don't remember. It was one that was a sexy. Are they all sexy? One was.
I don't know, really. I saw the one that was called Ka, and it's a kung fu one. And I was like, I thought that'd be kind of fun. I wanted to see the Michael Jackson one, but they weren't doing it that night.
I heard that one was amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to see that one or the Beatles. I didn't have drugs, and I was like, I don't do Beatles, but I want to. Maybe the Ka thing would be cool.
Okay.
So I go. It's this kung fu one, and the show is amazing because these are professional acrobatic people. They were fucking $98 each, the tickets. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We go, and we both fell asleep during it because we were so tired.
Both of you?
We both fell asleep. And at one point, we thought about just leaving, but it was so expensive that we're we have to fucking stay. So we stayed for the whole thing, but we slept through it. But I was just annoyed because it's I don't mind spending money on a great show, right? But I want to get the product, and I didn't get the product.
Well, do you think it was the show, or was it just you guys being tired?
We were tired / we were kind of seats are pretty expensive. We weren't super in the back. We're in the middle, but it was still kind of far, and so I couldn't really see everything.
Would you think about asking for your
a refund?
money back? Yeah.
I don't know how that conversation would go.
It would be I couldn't see because there were 2 big people in front.
Call me. I'm the customer. Call me.
You're the customer?
I work for Cirque du Soleil. Call me.
Oh.
And you're asking for a refund.
Okay. Hi. Oh, hello. Is this Cirque du Soleil?
Yes. Where are you from?
I'm from I wanted to say Africa. That's wild.
That's
I don't know why.
The bit is over. Thank you, Steffi. The bit is over. You come back from Europe.
I had to be from somewhere really far. I had to be from somewhere really far.
You spent 4 weeks in Europe, and now you're just trying to do black jokes. And this is the way. Okay,
dude. There's not only black people in Africa.
Okay, just try again. Just try again. But
okay,
be less
hi.
racist.
I'm here from Brazil.
Great. What can I do for you?
I actually wanted to see this amazing show. My friends told me it was amazing, but I went. And unfortunately, me and my girlfriend could not see past the few people in front of us because they were being loud and obnoxious.
Okay.
And their bodies were just...
It was too big.
I couldn't look past. I'm not being sizist or whatever. I'm just saying I could not see past their big heads.
Can I see what was your seat number?
It was F27 and 28.
Okay, I'm seeing that you were literally in front of the wheelchair accessible section. So actually, they would be 3 feet shorter than the average person that would sit there. So are you? I think you're lying. This is a lie.
No, I have pictures to prove it.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can email that.
Well, let me
to you.
transfer you over to our manager, Joey. Okay. Beep, beep.
Hi, this is Cirque du Soleil customer service. How may I help you?
Hi, I just informed your employee who has been pretty rude to me this whole time, and I was explaining that I couldn't enjoy this, and I've come from millions of miles away from Brazil, and I just want to enjoy this show, but I couldn't. So I had a terrible time, but I heard it was great, and I wish we could do something about this to make this better.
We get this complaint from everybody that sits behind the people in the wheelchairs. It's so distracting.
They'd be wildin'.
They were wildin'.
Oh, so you agree, employee?
What if it was that easy for me to get my money back? They're like, oh, you sat behind because I did sit by the reason why I said that is because I did sit by the wheelchair people.
Interesting.
Not on purpose. I don't have like a thing.
Here, this is what I say. I always think, even if you don't think it's gonna work, you should at least try, especially if you didn't get the experience you wanted. Right. Although it was your fault, why not give it a chance? Because now you just missed. You can't even like talk about the show. Right.
But you're saying I should lie a little bit because I can't say I fucking fell asleep.
You gotta say you're from Brazil.
I gotta say from Brazil.
Or Africa.
Yeah. I could, if I said that, I could have been like, this is offensive. This Asian show is offensive to me. It was like an Asian show.
I want you to experience the show.
So that happened to me, and I was a little annoyed. If you're wondering who this third person is talking, we've got an amazing guest for you this week. I met him in LA recently. He is a hilarious stand-up comedian, actor / also child actor.
Yeah.
You may have seen him if you're a little bit younger than us. I'm 33, so maybe if you're around the age, I don't know, if you're like 25 or something, you may have seen him on this Disney show, Liv and Maddie. Yes. Get excited for the amazing Joey Bragg, everybody. Yay! Woo-hoo! Thank you so much for coming to the show, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Super excited to have you, bro.
Yeah, super excited. I want to be your friend. So this is like my first step in.
I know. I knew I had to have you because when we were like talking in the green room when I met you, you were like, we weren't even doing the podcast, but you were like opening up to me about like the finances of being a child actor, and I was
it
like,
doesn't take much for me to.
I was like, I need this on the Cash Cuties now. Like we were already doing the pod.
Oh my god!
Yeah, fucking Liv and Maddie, bro.
That was the best. The best. I got it. I got that job like I started doing stand up when I was like 13, and I got that job when I was like 16 or 17.
Oh,
and so
okay.
It was like right out of high school. I got like a really well-paying, great, awesome acting job.
That was
wow. No, I was gonna say, would you consider stand-up to be your first job? Did you get paid to do the stand-up?
I got paid. Yeah, I was like, I featured at like the Punchline in San Francisco and Improv in San Jose. I was from the Bay Area, so those were like my home clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking about this on the drive here because I was like, I remember, I came in second place in the Bay Area comedy contest, and when I was like a freshman in high school, and I think I got like $500.
Yeah.
And I think I bought my first like laptop with that or something like that.
That was a PC.
It was a PC.
It was a PC. Yeah. Okay, you can't buy a Mac for $500.
No, absolutely not.
And you got yourself a nice Acer.
I still have that PC somewhere like in my childhood bedroom, but the charger doesn't work. I'm like, one day when I get another paycheck, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna find out what's on that hard drive.
Oh shit, that's amazing.
Yeah, I want to. But so like that. But you know, I was getting paid to like feature at the San Jose Improv, which is not
cool.
much.
But you weren't like, because you were going to school because you're 13 and you live with your parents, so you weren't like you were doing stand up. But were you like trying to go on the road and like make a living?
No.
Or this is more just like I do this after I finish my AP Calc homework?
Yeah, literally
like
the
that?
latter. I
Yeah.
loved it so much, and it was something that I really liked, and I was like, the people that I looked up to like suddenly became the people I was performing with. It was awesome. It was like a bug, and that's kind of what I went through, like a period where it was just something I really enjoyed doing, and then the Liv and Maddie show happened, and I was living in LA full time, and the LA comedy grind scene just scared me. It was just too much. Like people were being mean to me, and I still had that mindset
you're a
of
kid.
like, I'm a little kid. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I remember this one time I had to cancel a show. I was doing Comedy Juice, and I had to cancel because we had a live taping that was moved to the next day. And I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have to cancel. And instead of being like, absolutely understandable, we'll have you on the next one, he goes, dude, you gotta pick one. It's either you're full force in stand. You can't cancel shows like this. Either you're full force in a stand up, or you do this Disney show. And that's what you do. And it spooked me. I know.
Oh God, I can't imagine a full.
Wow.
Whoever that Booker was probably like in his 40s.
Yeah, literally.
I cannot imagine a 40-year-old man saying something like that to a fucking kid.
I just had that thought because I'm like unpacking all this in therapy. I have a new therapist, and she's like hell bent on finding those little moments because they're just like anecdotes to me. And then I realized like, wait, no, a second. That's trauma. That's a lot of trauma I have from this 4-year-old guy.
That guy's insecurity because he's not fucking making a living doing comedy, and you're making a lot of money.
That being said, I think if I was me now and I saw somebody my age do it, I would treat them the same way.
You fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, you little fucker.
Fuck, dude. Well, should we just get into this Disney shit, dude? Like,
let's do it, baby.
Fucking okay. So you get this gig as a series regular on Liv and Maddie, which is a popular Disney show. Around what year was this? This is like
it's like 2012.
Okay, because we were talking about this, and we actually don't know this show because
you're 17. Is that you were like when you
Yeah,
started?
I was about 17. Yeah, 17 or
Okay,
17.
so, yeah,
Right.
I did some research on you.
Cool.
I had a deep dive. It was actually a great video about you. I don't know what it was like. One of the first things that pop up.
Really?
I forget. Yeah, it was an interview. Yeah, there's like an interview. But so
There we go.
I don't Google myself often enough.
So you
Makes
were
me
like,
sad. I'm like, oh, that was my peak. That was my peak 5 years ago.
let's talk about your history. Like, where did you grow up?
I'm from the East Bay. I'm from a city. It's called Union City. We're like in between Oakland and San Jose.
Okay.
My parents are both public school teachers.
Okay.
And yeah.
So you didn't grow up rich or anything?
No. I grew up doing rich things though.
What does that mean?
I saw the movie Miracle, the
hockey movie,
and I was like,
shout out.
6 years old. Yeah, exactly. Everything.
Oh, you were 6 when that came out? That's disgusting. Okay.
How old are you? What were you driving to the theater?
I feel like I was in high school. Do you remember that?
I don't know what movie that is.
That's the movie. The one time.
Yeah. Do you believe in miracles?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's kind of like Remember the Titans, but for hockey.
Okay.
It was the one time the
Okay.
U.S. hockey team beat Canada.
So I saw that
Yeah.
movie when I was like 6, and I was like, I want to play hockey. And my parents were like, that's the most expensive sport. We can't afford it.
Yeah.
But then we started taking skating lessons, and it evolved. And I was getting my brother's like hand-me-down pads, and we were able to do it. So I like did rich things around. I was always like the poor kid around the rich people, and they would like take us to there's one kid's mom was the editor of Home and Style magazine. And so it was like the first time I was going over to a friend's house on my hockey team, and it was like she had a fucking vineyard. They had golf carts to drive around their own property. It was insane. I lived in a townhouse.
Wow. So did you, when you going back to that space, do you remember feeling envious, or were you just like, oh, I don't feel like, what were your feelings of?
Definitely envious. I'm still very envious. Still
About other people, about like money shit, or just in general?
Money. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Well,
money
in general,
Yeah,
also, but mostly
yeah.
money shit. Like it's just because I mean there were points in my life when I had when I was doing the Disney show where I had money, and I still have like a livable amount of. I'm doing a lot better than a lot of people, but it is a constant scary worry. I think just because I grew up in like a paycheck to paycheck house,
Yeah.
and so people that have like generational wealth or people that don't have that I want their life.
Yeah.
Especially because you were in a space where it seemed like other people were wealthy around you,
Yeah.
so you know the experience of being someone that is not at that whatever level that's
Like-
different from you.
Yeah, exactly.
And how are your experiences with did your parents talk about money growing up?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
they did?
They did. Yeah. My mom is very like financially anxious.
Was it like anxiety
yeah,
shit, or
yeah.
was it more like I'm gonna teach you about money, or was
No,
it like
it was
we don't have
anxiety shit.
money?
It's like we don't have, like we can't afford. My parents, when you're a teacher, you get paid like at the beginning of summer, and so like the last bit of summer, right before school starts again, my parents are like, "We spent it all. We've run out."
I didn't know that. I thought you still get like weekly
Yeah.
paychecks. You just get the lump sum for the summer.
And like every summer, my parents did this for so many years that every summer in June when they get the lump sum, they're like, "We're fucking rich, baby!"
Hilarious.
It was so cyclical.
Lots of ups and downs during that, and you had to go. But they were very supportive in other ways, like not that they weren't supportive financially, but they were. It sounds like in other ways there was stability.
Like
obviously, like they cared about.
Very supportive.
But it is interesting with the money because I relate to that. Like my mom being like financially anxious, and like it's hard to kick something that you grew up like just. It's ingrained almost.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's fun.
So you grew up in this kind of thing where like, you know, your parents were teachers. Obviously you weren't like poor, but you know, you weren't living lavishly.
Yeah.
And then you get this job as a series regular on a Disney show. You don't have to answer this question, but like, how does child actor payment work? Like, and also like how much are you making, and then like how does that work? Because I don't think you get all of it, right?
No. Well, so this is something that I'm such an advocate for this because I feel like nobody talks about it. Like SAG is striking.
Yeah.
This is one of the points I feel like we should be talking about. They fuck over kids so much.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer that like when you're a child actor in a Disney Channel show, it's not just the child that is doing the job. It's also the parent or guardian that has to be with them all the time. And unless the parent, which is with most Disney kids, they're wealthy. Their parents are, you know, wealthy. They can take time off work. But like my family couldn't do that and afford to pay the mortgage. And so they pay kids like the difference between, because I did an ABC show sitcom a couple years ago. It was I got paid about a third of that for the Disney Channel show.
Oh, a third of it during Disney.
During Disney,
Gotcha.
And you also don't make residuals on Disney Channel because they have something worked out with unions or something. Disney cuts a lot of corners when they're doing stuff like that. And so when I was like first season of Liv and Maddie, my dad got really lucky in that he was put on paid administrative leave because they were investigating these two kids fought in his classroom and they have to like
I thought you were gonna say something else.
Yeah.
They were investigating him.
They were investigating him.
No.
Touched the kids, but they were fighting the whole thing.
Yeah.
Didn't touch him touch him inappropriately, but not sexually inappropriately.
Yes.
Normally. Touched kids normally. Anyway.
I stayed out of
You
that
heard
one.
it here first. Joey's dad touches kids in a normal way. Back to you, Joey.
So he was put on. So it like just really worked out. Like he was getting paid for a job that he didn't have to be there for the first couple months of me doing the show, and then when that stopped and they wanted him to come back, we had like a very adult conversation and I was 17. I think it was like freshly 17, and he talked to me and he was like, we can't afford to pay the mortgage because we live in the Bay Area, which is like Silicon Valley. We can't afford to pay the mortgage on just your mom's paycheck, and I would have to get a job down here, but also you're paying rent. And so we talked it out and my dad went home, and so I lived by myself like right as I was 17
in LA
in an apartment on Magnolia Boulevard in the Valley.
to do the Disney
show
gig.
Yeah, and it was fine for the most part. Like I had to one time I fainted at work, and so they had to take me to the hospital. My parents weren't there, so they were like, "What are we gonna do?" And so I had to make my co-star my legal guardian. She was 18 and I was 17.
Oh my god,
bunch of weird shit like that.
You're right. I do think because when I think of Disney stars, I'm thinking of like Britney Spears, like Justin Bieber. These are like Mickey Mouse Club people. They all had money and shit, right?
Yeah.
Were you embarrassed at all that you were the only child actor who didn't have parents there and you're doing everything by yourself? Or
I mean, honestly, I look back on it now and I think like I would have really benefited from a support system, but at that time I was like 17.
So, but like, were you at this
like,
point? Are your parents making some of your salary, right? Because don't they have to pay? I'm reading that book. I'm glad my mother is dead. Or something
my god!
Like that.
I just
yes,
so good.
And some of that they describe the financial structure, and some of it a lot of it goes to the parents, or they have more say in how it's distributed, or something like that.
It's up to the parents.
Okay.
So like contractually, they're paying the kids, and then but you know the kids are underage, so the parents deal with the finances, and so it's like up to them what they do with it. But my parents were I guess just generous. I think my parents didn't do that realistic, like didn't pay themselves anything. It was just all going into it was called the Teen Access account through the SAG-AFTRA Credit Union.
Oh shit!
But there's also a thing called a Coogan account because Jackie Coogan, when he was a kid, parents took all his money, and when his whatever show he was on ended, he like sued his parents. So now there was like 15% of everything you make under the age of 18 goes into a secure Coogan account that goes to you when you turn 18.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So that was also a great, like 18th birthday. I'm like $70,000.
Wow. That's
like,
a lot of money.
My grandma's like $20. Chump change, grandma.
Right.
So what were you doing with this newfound more so freedom too, and money?
Yeah.
Like you're moving to
LA,
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend at the time. We moved in together pretty much right away.
Well, you met them here.
I met her here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like I was in high school. I left when I was I was just the end of my junior year when I came down here.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I moved in with my girlfriend. I went to Coachella every year.
This is what they do.
This is what they do. VIP outside lands. Like, it was stuff like that. I wasn't like buying jet skis or boats or anything. I mean, I didn't necessarily have enough to buy a jet ski or a boat. Yeah. But I definitely got used to the lifestyle that I was being like,
the
paid
experience.
for.
Yeah. Whoa, can you imagine at that age just buying kind of whatever any experience you really want, and also like access because of you are people knew who you were. Like you said, the VIP, those things were all kind of came to you. Like they gave you access.
Like I got stupidly so used to that lifestyle that now that I'm like not making that money, like going to normal music festivals and general audience.
Jesus
Christ, it's awful. I'm sitting with everybody else.
Damn.
Oh, it's hard. A line. Oh, gosh.
Disgusting.
Wait, what would you buy if you were if you're 17 and you're on a Disney show or Nickelodeon show? You moved to, let's say you weren't from LA, you're from Ohio, and you move out here, and now you're living alone. 17-year-old Steffi Bake, what are you buying? What are you doing with that money?
Damn, for sure, I'd be shopping. I would be at all those like high-end clothing shops.
Yeah.
Actually, no. You know what? At 17, I did not care about fashion at that. Right. Actually, at that age.
That's why Coachella makes sense to me, because that's like, I think when you have that much money when you're 17, you can do the things that you sort of fantasize about, but that aren't like too out of reality.
I would buy I loved. This sounds so like whatever. I loved buying people things, like gifts to like my family, to my friends. I would probably buy, like, instead of discounting what I purchased from my friend. This is a boring answer. I would actually buy like bigger things, like things
like
that
you would treat your friends.
I would treat my friends to things because that felt somehow good. Like maybe almost like power.
Wow. You're like Robin Hood.
So like
Robin.
I guess like mentally, where were you at? Because you sounds like you grew up as a normal kid, and now you have like thousands of dollars in your bank account. And yes, you're going to these things, but like, were you like, I have to save, or were you like, I'm the shit, or you like, I gotta help my parents pay the mortgage? Like, where are you mentally?
So I did give my parents some money when like 6 months in, they were like going through financial troubles, and they asked for something, and I of course was like, yes, because and at the time, honestly, I wasn't like, of course, yes. At the time, I was like, this is my money. Like,
really?
I know. But
you're
now,
so real.
That's fucking real,
so
dog.
real.
That's fucking real.
But now I'm glad I did it. But it was honestly like the amount of money that he spent. Like, my dad drove me to all my stand-up shows, and I was going like every night for years. Yeah. And so the amount of money that he spent on gas alone, and obviously. But I did a similar thing where like my brother and I, we have a really close relationship, but I've so actively want him to love me. And so like for Christmas, I was like, the Nintendo Switch and the PS4 had just come out. So I was like, I got you a Nintendo Switch for his birthday, on Christmas. His birthday's on January 9th, like right after. I was like, and I got you a PS4.
Wow.
Wait, this is your brother, you said?
That's my brother, yeah.
How did he take that?
He loved it, but also there's a little bit of him that's like, he was like going to Berkeley at the time, like poor college student. He's like, okay, all right, thanks. Like, you can't, I get it.
Shit.
Also, mostly weed. I spent most of it on weed, to be honest.
Now, did you have any like co-cast friends who were blowing that money on wild shit?
I honestly, so many of them that their parents were so rich already that it didn't matter to them.
Oh
like a friend of mine bought this like brand new Mercedes. He was on the show called Dog with a Blog. He bought this brand new Mercedes, and it was like,
that's so insulting. This guy who works for Dog with the Blog makes way more than us. That's so sad, but continue.
But no, like he would buy stuff, and it's like really cool, and I was like jealous. But then his parents already have a big house in the hills, and so he could, like, I always had that thing in the back of my head. Like, I have this lump sum of money that is dwindling every time I do anything with it. It's still very much ingrained inside me that.
What's the most amount of money you spent? Do you remember what you spent the most amount of money on? Like, what was your biggest purchase
big ticket
ever?
item.
Yeah.
I mean, one time I got to go. This is such a stupid like little kid on a Disney Channel show story because I got front of the line at Disneyland. Like I would go and I would say like I want to go to Disneyland on this day. They like take care of my parking. They give you a guide. Like it's free and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I was shooting something in Disney World, I think. I was working with like this thing, I was doing comedy at this thing in Orlando, and I called my people and I was like, hey, I want to go to Disney World. And they were like, oh, you already spent your 2 guides that you get a year, but if you want to go, we can do it for you, but it's like a $5,000 down payment, and then after the first 5 hours it's another $2,000 every hour. And so I was like, okay. Oh and I did it.
Wait, did you go alone or did you go with friends?
No, I went with my girlfriend. At
Okay.
the time. Yeah. I went alone again.
What a flex, bro.
Oh, that's like honestly, I'm probably forgetting stuff, but that's like the most amount of money I think I've
So you
ever
probably
spent at
dropped
one
like
time.
$9,000.
Yeah.
I heard it's really worth it though, because you don't have to wait in any line.
And Disney World is so spread out.
Yeah.
Like I'm done with this park, and they drive you in an SUV
Oh, they
to the
drive
back
you.
to the other park, and so you can get all of Disney World done in one day.
Damn,
That's
you gotta
amazing.
go with somebody, man.
Yeah.
I
Totally
haven't.
go, dude.
Oh
That's
man.
Get a good $12,000 down
Oh
payment.
my
Go with your
God.
friends.
This is so.
Yeah, it's probably way more expensive now.
I know. I feel so pathetic because when I came to LA in 2017 just to hang out, and my friend works for Disney corporate, and she gave me discounted tickets, but I still had to pay her, and I think they were like $40 or something like that.
Just regular
just regular
access.
tickets. Yeah, just regular tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a whole nother fucking level.
Waiting in lines like a loser.
Yeah.
Not me, baby.
Joey.
Wait, so is it? So does
I want to go to
every,
the top of the castle.
do people who are on the Disney Channel do they get free? Like, how do you get this free access thing?
It was like I said, like 2 guides a year, I think, and then
if
like
you or have a show, if you're on a show.
it's like part of my contract.
Oh.
Wow. I wanted to ask you this. So you had like a bunch of money. How long were you on the show? 3 years?
4 years.
4 years. And now, so you were like 16 to what? 22.
20, 21, yeah.
You have this money. Now you're how old? 20.
20. I turned 27 in like 2 weeks.
27. Also, it hasn't been that long since you left that show, I guess. Only
No,
4
but
years.
the money's gone, so it's been long enough.
So I was gonna ask you, like, when because we always talk about how like say that we didn't like we had like a little bit of money, but like allowance shit. We're not buying 10,000. We're not spending 10K at Disney World. Having had this experience as a kid, now as an adult, you're 26, 27. Do you view your finances differently? Like, do you view the world differently?
Yeah.
And if so, like, how did it fuck you up, or do you think it made you more appreciative, or like where are you sort of on that scale?
I think it's kind of a mix of the both. It definitely fucked me up in regards to what I'm used to and what I enjoy out of life. Like I get got a lot easily because I was so used to having the extra money that like if I go to book a hotel room and they're like $30 extra and this one has a bathtub, I'm like, well, obviously I'm gonna do that. And they're like $70 extra and there's a hot tub on a porch. I'm like, well, of course. So that is but then also that part of me that is like that job, like I get paid and then I go a year or two just working, like just getting paid for stand-up, which isn't enough to live off of, and it's coming from that. And so that scares me. So I have both those things kind of battling out in my head all the time.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
It's
Yeah.
fucking fascinating.
What do you wish you did? Do you wish you did something differently with your money? Or do you have any tips for people that are maybe
Child
going
actors now?
Yeah, like that.
The future of Lizzie
'Cause,
McGuire.
I mean,
yeah.
you were a child actor, but you were also kind of like the brim of like your adulthood, like, right?
Yeah.
So you were a bit more aware.
I got a business manager. Like I became incorporated in the second season, so I am technically JoJo being incorporated, and Joseph Bragg,
we
the
saw
person,
that on
is
your
dead.
credit card.
Yeah,
So,
I know. I was
yeah.
like, so I'm incorporated. That I think really, I can't tell yet. I think in like 20 years I'll have a better idea of if it helped me or if it hurt me. But in my head, I wasn't financially savvy enough to invest, or I wasn't like thinking about putting it into an offshore account or whatever the fuck he's doing.
God damn.
Yeah, your parents weren't into it either. I'm
no.
assuming.
They didn't
so,
pressure you to invest or anything
'cause they
like that?
didn't.
No, I mean the idea that like invest is obviously like from people in their position is like invest because you put invest and then more money comes out of it. But like they never did that. So
Yeah.
I didn't really get
thing.
but he
Yeah.
does. And so he did that. And I think his company is called Family Wealth Preservation is the business that he runs. So,
Whoa.
so I'm like really hoping he preserves that wealth. I need it.
Did people treat you differently? Like well, I guess it's
Like your
like
high school friends? you mean?
yeah, like high school friends before
Yeah,
the
'cause
show.
now you got
Like,
money and
but I
fame.
see that's different. It's kind of hard to say with you because it's like it's not just money; it also came with fame. Like being
Yeah.
on
So
TV.
much fame.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm really lucky. My high school friends that I had growing up are like still some of my closest friends.
Oh,
And so
nice.
that was, but there were like my best friend Kirsten was. I got in to go to my prom because I left like junior year, and so senior year I called my principal and I was like, "Hello, it's me, Joey Bragg, and I want to go to prom."
Yeah.
And she said I could go to prom, and then I called my friends and I was like, "Let's get a limo and all this stuff." And then they were like, "Oh, we already made plans with someone else to get a limo," and I was upset at them, so I took all the B-list friends and I paid for the limo and like I did the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's like an
That's
adorable,
awesome, yeah.
like 17-year-old way to spend the
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were doing that and not like buying cocaine.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
fucking some,
my
some-
favorite thing to do is like, don't worry about it. That was my favorite thing to do at the time. Like, oh, the check came. I got it.
I feel that so hard.
But one of my
my
friends
God.
one time, I was in New York and she let me into a bar because I was underage, and then she was buying my drinks because I was underage. And I was like, okay, let me pay you back for all the drinks that I bought on your card. And she goes, dude, it's okay. Pay me back in life. And I fucking loved that.
Wow.
That changed my life. 'Cause that
That's
became my whole
amazing.
thing. Yeah.
That's I'm gonna use that. That's
Pay
a
me
cool.
back
But then,
in life.
that being said, the same
I
girl.
almost like don't understand
So
what it
does she
means.
mean by by being fun and hanging
like
out
being
with
a
me?
So
cool-
I picked her up from the airport, like from that same trip. I like drove and picked her up from the airport, and on the way home from the airport, she was like, "By the way, it was like $200 that you owe me for the drinks the other night." So I don't think she meant it, but the way I take it is like, yeah, like pay me back by picking me up from the airport, and I have a flat tire.
Oh, actually, I don't like that. Actually, now you're indentured. You're an indentured friend.
You're indebted to me.
Oh,
You're
God.
indebted fully as a soul.
I want to ask you this before we sort of wrap up this Disney portion, and it hasn't doesn't have 100% to do with money, but you were telling me about this, and I thought it was fascinating. Because I grew up with like Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens. That was before social media, and so if I look on those people's channels, like they don't have a ton of followers and stuff. And I remember you telling me in the green room, like you came up doing Disney after Instagram,
Like right
and
as
so
Instagram
when you
was big.
got it, like you said, like a security guy sat you guys down,
Oh,
and
yeah.
were like, people are gonna try to like come to your house and hug you or something, and you have to. Was that like? Talk me through that. Like, what what's going on with you, like mentally and like security wise?
It was so silly to me at the time because like I just didn't take. Not that I didn't take it seriously. I just thought that they were exaggerating. And like this guy was his name was Aaron. It was the same name as some famous baseball player. I can't
Aaron
remember who it was.
Hernandez.
Maybe it was
Okay.
Aaron Hernandez. I was thinking it was Aaron
made
Hernandez.
that up.
Rodriguez.
I made that up.
There you go. That's a.
We both just said Puerto
no,
Rican last
James-
week.
Odds are you nailed it.
Rivera.
Isn't it J-Lo's? Isn't that Aaron Rodriguez?
No, you're absolutely right.
So he came in and was like, this guy tried to murder Miley and I had to take matters into my own hands. And people will do that. And anything that raises any red flags, like call me personally and I'll handle it. And it was always so silly, and like it just felt a little like scare tactic-y. Like he's sitting these kids down, and he's like, "People want to touch you, and I won't let them." and then my girlfriend at the time was on a Nickelodeon show.
Flex.
And Flex, yeah,
Flex,
big
seriously.
Flex, yeah, cross. It's like Romeo and Juliet.
No, seriously.
And she had this fan who was like crazy, and when me and her started being like dating on Instagram, he would send me messages like, "I'm gonna kill you" and all this stuff. And it was so like, I was like, oh, look, showing my friends like, look, this guy across the world wants to kill me. He lived in Hong Kong. And then like
That guy's me.
You're here for a reason.
I wonder why you strapped
Hold him
me in
down,
for this
Steffi.
podcast.
Sorry, continue.
So anyway, he like something happened. I can't remember what was like the catalyst that broke the camel's back, but he bought plane tickets to come to LA and like sent me messages of like plane tickets. And he was like, "I'm coming, bitch," or something so cryptic. And so I had to call Aaron Rodriguez or whatever his name was, and I had to be like, "I'm sorry, I made fun of you. This is very real, and I should have told you earlier, but it's happening right now." And he was like, "I'll handle it. Whatever. Don't talk to him for 4 hours." Then I get a message back from that same guy, and he was like, "I know they would have tackled me as soon as I landed in America. I'm not coming." Like this whole big elaborate thing. And I think that he like got a talking to, I assume, or like
what? I wonder what they said.
That's incredible.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
There's like a mafioso, like Disney dude.
bodyguard mafioso.
Yeah.
I don't know. I imagine him dressed in like Dumbo. Is Dumbo Disney? Like, I don't know, like just like comment like.
He's in disguise.
Yeah, he's in disguise.
Wait, you're saying that all those people parading around Disneyland are all fucking SS?
I got eyes on the target.
Yeah, probably.
God damn.
Damn.
Mufasa came and was like, "Don't you dare!"
Using his cane.
Damn.
This episode was sponsored by an anonymous vegan who invites listeners to try eating plant-based for the animals and planet. It seems like everyone is going through layoffs these days, Fumi. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it's mad scary.
If that's you, listen up. You might be entitled to more rights than you know.
When you get laid off, your employer is probably going to make you sign an NDA before they finalize your layoff. And your company is going to pressure you to sign this document and tell you that if you don't, they're not going to give you your final paycheck. But you should talk to a professional before doing so.
Did you know that you can negotiate your severance pay? Do not accept it right away. It is tempting, but they're going to lay you off, so you need to get as much as you can.
There's also something called the Wage Transparency Law that just passed in March of 2023, which allows you to freely discuss your compensation with your coworkers out in the open to see if you are getting paid around the same or if there's some sort of wage discrimination. You need to know your worth.
If you have any questions about employment issues or layoffs, contact Brianna Kim PC, your Korean lawyer friend, and get some advice. She works on contingencies, so it's free until your case is won. Go to KoreanLawyerFriend.com or leave a voicemail at 714-482-6301. Don't forget to mention Cash Cuties when you reach out.
I wonder if do Disney people Disney graduates, alumni ever talk about that? Like, because you have like 4 million followers. Hilary Duff does not have that. None of the cast of Even Stevens has that. I wonder if that's like a conversation that people have, or I guess there's nothing they can do about it. But like people, I think, underestimate how many kids fucking watch Disney. You know?
And still, I just went to Costa Rica and I landed in the airport and it was like my show had just premiered. It was crazy.
Yeah, wow. Like internationally too. They published it in Japan.
Well, they were all American, but still. But it's so cool.
Okay. Yeah,
in Costa Rica though, so it's still cool. But it is like it's on Disney Plus. That's one of the things we're striking about, because my show was like Netflix's #1 watch show when it was on Netflix, and they got bought. Those streaming rights got bought by Disney for like millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, and the creators, nobody saw any of that money.
Oh shit.
Oh, you were also telling me that Disney, sneaky little Disney, you can explain this better than me, but you're saying that they have this rule where they don't have to pay you 100% of the WGA rates.
Yeah.
For 3 seasons, so that's why every 3 seasons they reboot it under different names.
It's like Hannah Montana Forever and Sweet Life on Deck.
Yeah. So wait, what is that? Can you explain
they
that
have a deal with, I don't know if it's the unions or if it's the IMF, whatever the fuck the WGA is arguing with right now.
Yeah.
But they had a deal where the first 3 seasons of a show you get paid 88% of scale. Okay. So it's 88% of like minimum wage pretty much for the crew. And then the idea is you work on a show, it becomes popular, you go 4, 5, 6 seasons, and you get 100% or whatever that is. But then by the 3rd season, even if the show's popular, they reboot it as a brand new show. So we were Liv and Maddie for the first 3 seasons, and the last season was Liv and Maddie Cali style.
Oh my God.
California.
And it's technically a new show.
Yeah.
So they can go back to paying you like shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
But it's in our contracts that we can't renegotiate unless everybody decides to renegotiate. So they it's a bunch of little like very smart lawyers over there in the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
They're working extra hard.
Yeah, working extra hard.
Take all the money.
That South Park episode of Mickey Mouse being like a mob boss, where he's like, "Don't fucking talk to me
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's
Just
exactly
real.
what it feels like up there.
Damn.
She's got it
Jeez.
figured out. There was also a big, when I was first doing Liv and Maddie, I did another pilot for Disney called Gulliver Quinn. That was like, it was the plot of that was John Heater, who played Napoleon Dynamite, got swept away to go study tortoises with his parents in 7th grade. And I was like a full adult man, decides to go back to the 7th grade. And so very problematic when you think about it on paper.
There's an Adam Sandler movie like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I forget what it was called.
Happy Madison.
Happy Madison.
Yeah.
And so we shot that pilot, and Disney came down really hard on my stand-up. At the time we were shooting that pilot, they were like someone, I think I posted a video. It was not even like Disney disparaging or anything. It was just, I think I said shit or something. I didn't really cuss back then, but I said something they didn't like. So they were coming down about my stand-up. And so when Liv and Maddie came around, that pilot didn't get picked up. And it was 6 months after we shoot the pilot that my contract stakes around. And so after that, then I did Liv and Maddie. They offered me the show, and I was like, no, I want my stand-up to be what I do. And that got in the way of it. And so I got really, I turned it down 3 or 4 times, and they kept upping the amount of money that they were going to pay me.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, that's not what it's about. It's about my stand-up. And then finally at the last second, they gave in about the stand-up, but still I got paid a good amount of money. So
Wow, that's awesome.
that's
Power
the
in
secret,
saying
kids.
no.
The power is in no.
It's the biggest,
100%.
yeah.
Especially if they want you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
wanted me, Fumi. They wanted me.
Dude, that's amazing. Well, I would say listeners go check out Liv and Maddie, but you don't see any money, so
don't see
don't
any
even
money,
follow him on Instagram and watch. Go to a stand-up show. You make more
Go
money
to
that
stand-up
way.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, go to Flappers,
Let me ask you
baby.
this, because you have all these fans who are 13 or whatever. Now they're probably a little bit older now. Do they come to your shows? Can you tour and shit? You got little
Sometimes.
Disney kids coming to your fucking shows?
I've had it. They come every once in a while, but it is not as much as I initially thought. When
Right.
I'm going in and meeting with my touring agent, I make it seem like it helps a lot, but in reality, when I'm selling tickets and it's on me, it's not as
really? Because
yeah.
5 million, that's like fucking Kardashian numbers.
I think I have
you know?
1.5 or
Only
1.4.
1.5. Still,
But also,
that's-
so many of them made the account when they were 13 and haven't looked and followed me and then haven't looked at it in the last 7 years.
No.
Damn.
They want to know where you're doing next.
Yeah.
They want to go to. Is that who you get? Are those the type of people who come to your shows? People
Sometimes.
from. Yeah.
I mean, I did in Liv and Maddie. My character did stand up in the end, and I wrote it and
Oh, that's
got
cool.
to do
That is
some
so
writing.
cool.
Disney stand-up.
Disney
Was
stand-up.
it cute?
It was I did.
Okay, do a joke. For
Yeah,
that.
one of my jokes was.
By the way, this is PG Disney stand-up. Okay.
I was like, I just turned 18, and so many things become available to me. I can go to I can vote. I can go to real person prison. I can get a tattoo. And then I was like, my friend got a tattoo. In his mom's handwriting, it says "to the moon and back," and then his dad's handwriting, it says "I love you like fire." And I really like that idea, and I would do the same thing. And in my dad's handwriting, "Why can't you be more like your sisters?" And we were shooting that, and they were shooting the audience reaction. They weren't shooting me, and I was like, instead of saying that, I was like, in my dad's handwriting, I could get "shut up, queer," and I thought it was gonna be so funny, and Disney came down on me so hard. Everybody rushed. They turned the cameras off. It was
Wait, this is during the taping?
they were taping the audience's reaction.
And they
yeah, they shut it down.
I love that.
God.
I love that. That's how you know you're
Crazy.
17 is you still want to say gay in public. You can't help it but say
I was like, I'm
gay
really gonna
as the
get
punchline.
against the grain for this one.
Wow.
Love it.
Okay, so we're doing a analysis of your credit card statement. So you obviously sent us your credit. You sent us 2 different credit cards.
Yeah,
So
one
what
credit
was it,
card and a debit card.
And so
Oh, okay.
one was debit. Okay, so we looked at between the months of 5/15 to 6/15.
Yeah, because it was just too long and I didn't have time to look it up. But
Yeah.
we looked at a month.
And
we just have some, interesting
So
things.
we looked at them, and so we kind of Fumi created a deck based
Nice.
on that, and we're gonna give you
Ask you some
our
questions.
little analysis.
Cash Cuties Consulting
Yeah.
LLC,
The
baby.
finance of Joey B.
I'm so nervous.
So this is Joey's spendings by category. So you spend, I don't know if you're aware of this, you spend about $1,000 on food and drink per
Yeah,
month, which that's
that
actually
tracks.
not bad.
That's not bad at all.
dude.
Really?
No.
I
Well,
know how
no.
much I DoorDash, and it feels like a lot.
I mean, we have people coming on here spending an inappropriate. We have people coming on $3,000-$4,000.
Really?
Fucking DoorDash, dude.
Yeah.
At
Oh.
least 2. At
Tech
least 2.
bros.
Yeah.
That's where they're spending the money.
I'm just so lazy.
Hotel, travel $500, shopping $500. I mean, I think these are like groceries $400. These are very, very reasonable
Will you
numbers.
send this to my business manager? Because
This is good.
he's singing a different tune.
I don't know. Does this surprise you at all when you look at this?
I mean, it surprises me in that feels like a lot to me.
1,000.
Yeah, 1,000 feels like a lot.
Have you ever monitored your food spending? I know 1,000 is not a lot because when I was 22, I used to budget my food, and I remember my food budget was $800, and that's including groceries. And I was like, I'm only spending $800 on groceries, food, and alcohol put together, and that's what I was aiming.
Wow.
And so I know, and that was really hard for me. So I know 1,000 is like not. It's pretty good.
Well,
Damn,
it's
okay.
1,400 with groceries.
It's 1,400 with groceries.
With
right?
groceries.
Okay.
Groceries, yeah.
That makes sense.
it's
I
not
don't
bad.
think that's bad. There's
it's not
definitely
bad.
other people who have
Yeah, you can thank Trader Joe's for that.
I think the problem is that a lot of people spend like $90 on groceries.
Love Trader Joe's,
and then
huh?
it's
Love
like
Trader Joe's.
$3,000 on food. So things are looking pretty good. According to Jay's top spendings, he seems like a pretty nice boy who's got it together. So your number one spending, your most expensive thing you spent was the lag. I think this is a hotel.
Yeah, it
You
is.
spent
Yeah.
$400. What
Yeah.
is this?
It's a hotel. I went to a music festival, so
This isn't
But
Pasadena.
it's like a
though.
I know it's
staycation
like a
almost.
staycation. It's exactly
Oh, it's a
like a
staycation.
staycation.
Okay,
but it was
good,
like a
okay.
5-star hotel.
I
That
was gonna
felt
say
way
that's
too
like a
nice.
fucking 20-minute drive for you.
Like,
Yeah,
not
no,
bad.
people do staycations at this hotel.
Oh,
Like
you've heard
people
of
like
it?
yes,
Oh,
other
really?
people. I have
Okay.
other friends who have done that there.
It's
yes.
a gorgeous hotel.
Yeah,
Very
you
like
enjoy it.
wedding-y.
Okay, I'm just realizing this. We were like, oh, you only spend $400 on groceries. All of it is from Costco one time. you went once and you
Wait,
bought
what
all
is
the
it?
foods.
Is it like seltzers? Is that what you're getting?
No,
A LaCroix?
like a lot of frozen stuff from my air fryer. A lot
Yeah,
of
I love
like
the air fryer.
fruit. A lot of like.
Okay, don't bullshit me. You do not eat fruit, okay?
I get fruit.
Yeah,
I
do you really get fruit? 'Cause I
get
went
like
to-
apple pears and stuff at Costco. 'cause they're, like half-
See, you could never. Obviously, in the breakdown, you can't see like what his
Yeah, it's
like what he's
itemized,
buying.
yeah.
But I noticed you buy a lot of fast food.
yeah.
A lot.
That's all I ate growing up. So it's like what my it's like
Oh,
my.
did you go to 17 or
homeostasis
I'm the
is-
same way.
Yeah?
I'm the same way. I love McDonald's.
Oh, I love
What are you
McDonald's.
getting at McDonald's?
I usually now it's changed. I usually get 2 cheeseburgers and French fries, but I used to get like 20-piece chicken nuggets.
the number
like,
2.
Yeah.
But you get what? Chicken nuggets?
Now I get chicken nuggets. And I mean I go back
Oh.
and forth. I
That's
like
so
that like
interesting.
I think it's insane.
A lot of
I'm
fast
still
food.
not over you spending $400 in one trip. By the way, I don't. I guess you just go once a month and you buy a lot.
Yeah.
You remember buying a lot of shit.
Yeah, and then
'Cause
when I get
it's Costco, $400 at Costco is like you could feed like a small country with that.
Really? It feels like I feel like every time I go to Costco, it's
I don't
like
go to Costco. I thought Costco was really cheap. I
Yeah,
don't go there.
Costco's
I'm also
the best.
repping Costco right now.
Yeah, I
so
know.
How
So this-
dare you?
This is
I
crazy.
try to buy one because you know Jessica Gao, she's really into Costco. She's a showrunner, and she's for what shows? She's a bunch of shows.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but she loves Costco, so she has
Yeah.
a lot of this merch. But it's like kind of expensive. That's
I
Now it's
know.
cool.
It's like $40 to $50 for a sweater.
Yeah.
This is an
Yeah.
expensive
But when
sweater.
I bought it at Costco, it was like $16.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did
It's
you
like-
buy it when you were on a? Were you like, this is
And
this
my
is
mom
it?
bought it for me. I saw it was sold out at
You're
my
fucking
Costco,
adorable, dude.
and I was like, "Mom,
You're
you have to go to
fucking
Costco
adorable.
right now."
love it.
Oh my god.
Oh, you share a membership with your family.
No, I have my own membership.
You
I'm
have
an
your
executive
own?
member. My family's just regular members.
Oh, that's fancy. You paid the extra. How
Yeah.
much? That's crazy.
Get some other
I
like.
told you I get got.
Yeah, I mean this is like pretty normal. Rental car about $400. What car did you rent? Was it something fun?
Rental car?
I think this is from Costa Rica.
Oh, it is from Costa Rica. Yeah.
Did you get a fun car? Or was it just like a Honda?
No, it was literally like a Hyundai 5000, like
All right.
not sold in America.
All right.
One wheel drive, little Hyundai.
You had a nice time at Idle Hour, $200. You probably paid for people. I'm guessing.
Yep.
Wow.
That is my classic.
Some travel stuff. So this is pretty normal stuff. Okay.
Cool.
But guess what? There were some suspicious charges,
Oh,
my guy.
no.
There were some suspicious charges.
No.
Suspicion number 1. The fuck you need all this cash for? You took out $750 at an ATM.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What's going on? You seeing an escort? What's
I'm
happening?
seeing an
right now?
escort, and that was for Costa Rica.
Oh,
wanted to
that
have,
makes
like,
sense. Had
cash
for
to-
Costa Rica. Yeah.
There's something about getting cash when you travel that feels like it's not real money. Like
Mhm,
once you change,
Yeah, right?
Once you go from dollar to whatever it is, you're just kind of like,
And
It's
once-
probably a lot of money. Is it pesos? Or what is it over there?
It's colones.
Colones.
And dude, it's so funny. The exchange rate is
Yeah.
like $1 is like 10,000 colones. And
Yeah.
so I put it in, and they were like, okay, and here's 300,000 colones. And I'm like, I got. Every time I'd get a check at a restaurant, it would be like $70,000. I'm like, this is gonna bankrupt me.
So
Oh my God.
I actually have a question for both of you here because now with like credit cards that you can use internationally, I actually don't take out a lot of cash anymore. I probably take out like 100 just for emergencies, and I just use my card.
I was trying to limit myself.
Not use the card.
Not spend.
Oh, so you thought if you had the cash, you'd be like, this is all I have.
Yeah, exactly.
Did it work?
No, my wallet. I left my wallet on a beach and somebody took all the money out of it.
Oh, no
way! You got got.
You got got, bro.
I know. I got my wallet back, and the guy that gave me my wallet back was like, there wasn't any cash in it, though. I was like...
Wait, how'd you get it back?
I went and I ran back up. We were in Manuel Antonio National Park. I ran.
Oh, you left it at some.
Oh, but
I left it like outside a bathroom where I changed. Yeah.
So he took the money.
Yeah, he took
just the
money.
cash though, but you didn't use your card.
No.
Oh, that's.
Do you have a nice wallet where you were glad that you got the wallet back?
Not really.
Because that's the thing. Some people like will get their like purse stolen and they're more mad about the purse because that was like an expensive thing. Or whatever,
I got it like a vegan street fair.
All right.
It's made of vegan leather.
So all that money went to nowhere.
Nope,
Dude, the guy that gave us our tour, Pura Vida, baby.
Your wallet stolen, Pura Vida.
Yeah, literally, that's exactly what I said. It got stolen. My friend was like, "It's gone, right?"
That's
and I was
funny.
like,
If the cops
Pura
said
Vida,
that.
baby.
Pura Vida, baby. Oh, sus number 2. Are you interviewing for regular jobs?
Yeah.
I saw a charge
Really?
for a Sophia Learning, which is a company that helps you transfer college degrees to different degrees or something. And then I saw a Resume Nerd. I never heard of this. They help you write resumes.
Yeah, I've never written.
What's going on with that?
So, I wanted to apply. I wanted to like. I've never done it before, and also I'm like always worried about money, and so the little like supplemental income would be nice, and also just a life experience. But I had to write a resume, and all my resume stuff is like lead in a Disney Channel show. Like I can't. So I had to. They helped me turn like actor into facilitating knowledge on lines for a cast of 13 or whatever.
Oh,
so it sounds more
Were they
legitimate.
helpful? I might need to use them. Man.
I think so. I think it's like a one-time payment of
Wait,
not even $3.
Yeah.
What was the regular job you were gonna get?
I applied for a job at the zoo, at the Burbank Zoo. Never heard back.
You're so fucking cute. This is
You need a
incredible.
resume for that?
Of course,
Yeah,
dude. These are real jobs. By the way, my friend like went to college for like specifically to do that shit. Or
Really?
taking care of animals. Is that what you're doing?
Oh, I wanted to, but
Yeah, that's
I
like
don't have.
like the technical role. You have to have like a thing. For
It
that.
doesn't
I know.
seem like.
Learn
I
that.
feel like if you could take care of yourself, you'd be able to take care of some animals. Bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you have way more life experience.
Monkeys are like tiny human cats.
Cute.
This is hilarious.
Yeah.
You're just like really pissing
I know
off
you're
the zoo
into
community.
cats.
I love
Yeah,
cats.
right?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, is that gonna come up? How much
Did you
I spend on
spend?
cat food?
No, I actually didn't. I don't know if I did.
I didn't notice, but you do. I did notice some pet spendings. I didn't know it was cats specifically.
Yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
you spoil your cats?
I do. I definitely like buying them the most expensive food and stuff because it's just
Royal Canin or what is it?
No,
What-
it's what is it? Weewa or something? Weavis?
Oh, it's European or something. It's imported.
I think it's Korean company. It's like just shredded chicken in like chicken broth. So it's I could probably get it
They
really
get
good.
soup. They're getting like
They're
a
getting
whole
soup.
3-meal course.
Oh,
with
interesting. All right. Hey, well, good luck with that.
Good
That's
luck.
really good.
I hope to see you at the zoo.
Yeah. Check him out if you want to see Joey.
Oh no,
San Diego
Joey
Zoo.
watches porn marketed towards women.
Hey! No!
No.
Stop.
Wait, this is hilarious. I like
Sus number 3. Joey watches porn marketed
I'm
towards
already
women.
so sweaty.
This
yeah,
is
I'm
great.
sorry. Everyone we sit in the middle, by the way, you guys, Couch
sweaty?
Cuties, gets really sweaty. Because not only are we looking at their fine and Ally's the shit out of them, it's really hot in here. I'm
Mine's
sorry.
gonna
Because of
pulse
the,
as
I'm
well.
sorry.
Oh, no, the
Joey watches
AC
porn
would
marketed
screw
towards
this.
women. LOL. I saw a charge for bplus.com, and how do I know it's because I'm also a subscriber? Okay,
Really?
I'm with you. I love Belissa. I love them.
They're
but-
nice to them.
They're nice.
So much regular porn. I'm always like, you're hurting her.
So Belissa.com, if you
Conscious
don't
watching.
know, it's a Canadian internet pornography company that founded in 2017, marketed towards women. So it's like the whole slogan is like, what is it? It's like women made by
porn
women.
made by women.
It's like FUBU,
Yeah.
but with women and porn.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Okay,
Yeah.
so
once you-
I've definitely watched porn on this site, right?
Yeah.
But I hung out with my group of like lesbian girlfriends, and I told them I was like, oh yeah, sometimes I watch this because we took like that, and they're like, ew. They don't watch this
I don't.
shit.
It's not.
Oh,
It's not
no.
lesbian porn. It's,
No, I know,
it's like
but if they
straight-
think it's
like-
gross
they think
that it's
gross?
like made for women. But I watch it. I feel the same way, which is like I feel weird watching any other sorts of porn.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
back in the day, like when I was a little bit rebellious.
Yeah.
But now I just feel like unsafe watching.
Also,
Like I don't.
they like get to know each other in these
I
porns.
know, they have a little podcast in the beginning. They get to know-
And you're watching, you're like, I would really like to see these people have sex.
And then they do a thing where like they go their like slogan is like they get to choose who they want to have sex with.
Yeah.
So like they instead of getting, because a lot of porn stars say they don't know who they're gonna work with that day, but these people they sort of like I want to work with this actor or whatever. So it's sort of like I don't know, sustainable in that way.
Yeah.
And I think speaking of you getting got, I think it's funny you pay for porn.
So here's the thing. That was me getting got. That was a free trial that I didn't cancel in time.
No, Joey. No, Joey.
What does that mean?
Bro,
On the same
you
month?
were getting charged multiple
You better
times,
take
my
that off.
guy.
Multiple times on the same day.
Yeah, no, not the same day.
Or same month.
This must be a trial, like a one-day trial, seems to me.
Yeah, that was
and
what
I
that-
think this is maybe for the whole year.
Porn
Or for-
LOL. But look, 5'8" and then 5'10".
You gotta look into this. I don't know what's going
Oh,
on.
We've had
no.
so many people on here, by the way, who have forgot to their
Yes.
subscriptions, so we've saved them a lot. So you better,
Respect them,
yeah.
respect
I think it's canceled now, but I always thought
Yeah,
that
the
I
last
only
charge
did
was
$3.
June 6th, so maybe
That's your girlfriend watching it then.
Yeah, exactly. Damn it.
On your credit card.
or maybe you have maybe your friends are using your password and you upgraded the plan, like a family plan, but let's a house
I
family
can't
plan.
wait. I can't wait for
No,
my
it's
dad to be like, "Oh my god, he knows I've been using his porn account."
No, I like to think it's the guy from Costa Rica.
Yeah, exactly.
He's watching porn on you.
Yo.
So
That's
much
great.
speculation.
But don't
Awesome,
worry.
though.
But Joey's passion for porn is mid. Okay,
Oh,
so you're
good.
not spending that much money on porn. Like this is per month.
More porn than on film festivals and
Comic books though, yeah, but less than video games and movies, which is where your passion
Interesting.
actually lies. Yeah, I think it's cool that you spend it's not, you don't have a problem. It's like, I guess is what I'm trying to say with this slide. you
It
know?
looks like I have a problem if I bought the same account twice in 2 days.
I don't know what's going on with that. You need to look into that. Maybe you signed up multiple times because you were horny. Or
I would
something.
rather
don't
not
know.
call. Yeah, I think that was probably
You
the
rather
latter.
not call
I'd rather
customer.
not call
Bell's
my.
House customer support.
She's like, hello. I'm embarrassed.
I think it's cool that you're into comic books. You're into that shit.
I love comic books,
but you know,
yeah.
we don't get a lot of people in here who spend money on video games.
Really?
How much are video games these days? I haven't
Dude,
bought a video game.
$70 for a brand new
It
video
used to be
game.
like 50 when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
That's so
yeah.
expensive.
So expensive. I know.
Wow.
So what's 50? Like you just buy, like, I think I saw something for Nintendo and PlayStation. This wasn't one purchase.
What
It
game
was
is
probably
that?
my online.
like
Like
subscription.
I subscribe to so I can like play online with people.
Gotcha.
But then like little games.
Okay. All right.
It's not too bad.
No, and it's just miscellaneous things that I saw. Oh yeah.
Oh wow,
This is
pie
just it.
chart.
What is Joey eating? So you eat a lot of fast food.
Yeah.
You eat a lot of American food.
And what does that mean? Like fast food, American food, or like?
American food is just like new American shit. Just the way the menu
No,
is
well,
like.
I noticed it was McDonald's, In-N-Out, Carl's Jr. You name it. I'm the same way, but it's like yours was like countless for
Would
you
you
for,
describe
for
Taco
months.
Bell as American? Because
What is it?
Taco Bell, is that American food?
I would consider Taco Bell American in
yeah,
the way that I would
yeah.
consider Panda,
Panda
Express,
Express
American.
American.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, this is interesting because
Costa
you don't
Rican.
eat a lot of Asian food, which is fine.
Really?
There's no Korean food here.
That's my like
unfortunately.
favorite. That's what I
Yo,
go
you
for.
got
a lot.
So you
Japanese.
say.
What?
I said,
Yeah.
so you say.
So you say,
I know,
but
right?
the numbers
see
tell
Just
the
because
us-
I'm here right now. go say it between my German friends. I'm like, I love bratwurst. It's like my favorite.
I'm talking about white people be lying to the Asian friends.
It's funny though, because like Japanese food is probably my favorite. I get, but
Shouts.
also now that I feel more poor, I can't like do it. As
It is
often.
expensive. We talked about that on last
Yeah.
podcast. I think
Yeah,
a lot
there
of
is-
Asian food is expensive.
There is something about like I also when I start feeling like I don't have money, I do go into fast food
Because-
like, it's
Yeah.
Dude, so
naturally
cheap.
it's so,
So
cheap.
cheap.
In and out. Come
less
on.
than $10 every time.
And like I'll
Every
come
time.
home from a show at like 11 or 12, and I'm like, I don't want to like cook anything.
It's so
I
yeah.
can on the way home order it, and it'll be there when I get there. That's my favorite thing.
Also, In-N-Out, I do like the protein wrap, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something
Yeah.
healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like
There's
the
also an
lettuce.
In-N-Out like a block away from my house.
Yeah.
So that's dangerous. And
Yeah.
Flappers
So
doesn't feed me.
dangerous.
Do you get free meals at Flappers?
I thought if you do the main room, I was gonna ask you about that because you had a $5 charge.
Yeah, I put that-
and I was
I s-
like, wait, why are you paying?
Few,
Is that a tip?
I've noticed you
that
paid
was,
few times.
That's their mic that's on. Sometimes
it's a
if I
mic.
do a
Okay,
show
okay,
at 7,
okay.
I'll do their mic at
Gotcha.
5.
yeah, I was wondering if you're doing open mics.
Yeah,
Is that what it
sometimes.
is?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm trying to get as much stage time as I can.
Flappers. I thought if you do the main room, you do get fed.
That's what I thought
I
too.
ordered because they don't pay you during the week, so I order out of spite.
Yeah,
I go,
did.
well, if you're not gonna pay me, then
I did that
I'm
too.
gonna do a good job, but I'm gonna order a burger and take it home.
And then they
Yeah.
gave me a check this last time. Like when I
maybe-
was like, all right, thanks
In the
again.
main room?
In the main room, yeah. They made me pay for it.
No, you should read the contract. It's in the contract, I think.
Is it in the booking
I
agreement?
think I've read that before. Yeah, you
You're
should.
getting God again.
getting God,
I
Joey.
do.
Yeah.
I give too many. I give the benefit of the doubt.
Wow, I
Yeah.
would love to see that show. Joey Gets Got.
Yeah,
God,
literally.
that sounds like a porn that I would subscribe to.
On Melissa.
Okay, I
Did you
thought.
have anything else?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed that you have reoccurring payments to Disney Plus, which I thought was unfair. Like,
Oh,
you
They're
you
making me pay
work
for it.
there.
yeah,
I know.
$14.99. That's
Bro.
like really high
I
for
gotta
a
watch
subscription.
She-Hulk, dude, on the day it comes out.
No, I feel you, but I feel like if you work there and
Yeah,
make
you
them
should-
thousands, you should get like a lifetime
For
pass.
sure.
Dude, you'd be so surprised. I've called them to be like, is there anything you could do about Disneyland? And they just hang up on me.
No.
Done and done.
No way.
Yeah.
Companies
That's
are brutal,
so
dude. I was talking
crazy.
to Ronnie Chang, and he had a show on Comedy Central, and they wouldn't give him a Comedy Central account. Like they wouldn't give him so he couldn't watch his own show or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it's so
It's crazy.
stupid.
You'd be surprised what these big companies do. They're fucking penny pinching. You know.
Wow. Yeah.
Not too bad,
Yeah. No, not too
Joey.
bad. Just the porn was funny, but
Yeah,
like this
porn-
is. But
What is this Facebook? Why do you
don't
spend money
know.
on Facebook?
I was looking at that too.
It's like
Purchase
4
author-
times. 5,
Maybe you bought an ad or something.
4.
You buy an ad for a
Oh,
show.
really? $3? Is it $3?
Sometimes I do like ads for $10.
Yeah, sometimes I, but I can't remember that. 4th
It happens
April,
a few
5th?
times here.
Maybe,
even here.
yeah, maybe I did promote it because was doing a show in
Oh,
April.
I see. That's what it
Mhm,
is. Okay.
All right.
Didn't work though. Does it work for you? It never works.
No, I always think it does, and it never. I always see like the click through rate, and it's like one guy, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that wasn't worth $20.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Not bad, Joey.
Yeah.
Not bad. What do we think, Steffi? What are we thinking?
I feel like you are very honest and pretty easy, like chill spender. I would never say that you overspend.
Oh,
Yeah.
Never.
I was.
You know
Never.
what? You say that about being chill. I feel like sometimes you can get a grasp of somebody's personality through their spendings. And when I was reading this, I felt like warm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I felt like, oh,
Yeah.
this guy is like a nice guy.
You trust him? Would you trust him? Would you lend him $1,000?
That's what I'm saying. I was watching this and I was like, I'd let you borrow. I'd let you
Me
borrow.
too.
Good to know,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Put it
Most
in my
specifically on
thing.
Bellissima or Belisa. Like
Yeah.
that
Because
itself.
you're
That sounds
watching-
Yeah, if I was like, what?
female porn.
Men-directed man
Yeah.
porn.
If it was like blacked.com or something, I'd be like, no.
Whoa, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
It was all a ruse.
No, it's
Of the
good.
month leading up to this podcast, I was like,
Yeah.
all right, gotta change everything about my spending.
Goddamn. All right, Joey. Well, that's the pod. Thank you
That's
for
the
doing
pod,
it, man.
dude.
Thank
So
you.
fun.
Is there anything you want to plug? Where can our listeners find you in your work?
Joey Bragg on Instagram, baby. I'm headlining Flappers July 23rd.
Check it out.
Come check me out. And that's it, pretty much.
Amazing. You can
Yeah.
also follow us on all the social medias at Cash Cuties Pod. I'm also on there at the FUMI Abe. That's THEFUMIABE.
And
Wow.
my Instagram is bakegoods, BAIKEDGUDS, and you can go on to stuffybake.com for any other information.
Fuck yeah. I'm also going on tour, and I'm really nervous about Toronto and Seattle ticket sales. So if you live in those cities and you want to come and do stand up, please go to fumiabe.com. Seattle, I'll be there July 15th, and in Toronto, I'm doing 2 shows on July 8th. Just go to fumiabe.com for tickets.
You sold out New York, right?
I did sell in New York, but
Yay!
I started there, so it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Support the funny guys.
Support the funny guys.
Look at us go.
Cuties, we love you. Thank you for listening to and tuning in every week. We're so glad that the gang is back, and we'll see you
Yeah.
next week. Until then, spend your money wisely.
Or don't.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.